Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. Gonna check out some more new inventory tonight. This one came in on a big load of cars we just bought off of an old farmstead. You saw this one on one of the walk around videos out in the pasture. We're gonna give you a little better look at it tonight. And as always on all these videos, if you have questions about anything you see, whether it's the car we're looking at or any of the stuff around us, all of our stuff we've got here with 1,500 cars on the ground, give me a call. 620-786-4428. That number's on the page. Getting me all that information about your build, year, make, model, body style, direction you're going with it, or what you're looking for a project. That's the information I need, and we can do that on a really short phone call. So give me a call. We can have that conversation and see what you need for your project. Right now, we're going to check out a 1977 Oldsmobile 88 Coupe. Now, it's kind of crazy to think about. A lot of people think, well, that's not an old car. We think of an old car as the 40s or 50s. This car, almost 45 years old. Something like this, you never see them. Cars from the 70s and 80s, I look for them, I try to buy them, they're getting harder to find, and I can't find them. So I'm actually pretty excited when I do come across something like this, even though it's not what we would typically think of an old car compared to like a 55 Chevy. But this car, neat car, super hard to find. It is a two-door, which is something really different that you just don't see. But this car is basically complete other than somebody pulled the engine out of it. I'm guessing since this came off of a farmstead that this Olds engine probably went in some sort of a GM pickup that was originally a diesel, is what I'm guessing. That's what happened to a lot of these cars back in the 80s when the GM diesels in those pickups didn't hold up. A lot of them got gas engines out of Oldsmobiles. So since this car is basically intact, it came off of an old farmstead, and there's no engine in it, I'm guessing that's what happened. But fortunately, because of that, it saved a lot of the rest of this car. We can look at the side of this car. We don't see any rust down in it. It looks pretty straight other than typical dings and dents. Factory rally wheels. And this body style, you just never see it. You know, Buick LeSabre, Olds 88. And, you know, in this era, the Caprice didn't even have this roof line because the Caprice had more of the Aero Coupe type back window on it. So something you just don't see very often. Work our way on around the back. The rear bumper, unfortunately, is rusted out. Pretty typical of a lot of the GM cars of this area, or this era. But speaking of area, this thing still has its dealer badge on it from Chance in Larned, Kansas, which is an Oldsmobile dealership about 25 miles from here. So this car was probably sold new, literally about 25 miles from where we're standing, right over in the same area of where I got it. I just bought it on the other side of Larned, Kansas. So somewhere kind of in that vicinity is where this car came from, and probably been around here its whole life. But we look at this side, kind of the same thing. You don't see a lot of rust out, you don't see a lot of damage. Just a lot of good pieces left on this car, and these things are so hard to find. One thing really unique, we can still see the pinstriping on this car. It came down the body line and up, and then it started a new stripe right here to follow the roof line on down all the way back to the taillight. Then something also different, on the inside of this taillight, it came up on the inside and peaked up here. So in its day, this car was pretty sharp, pretty fancy, cool pinstripes, factory rally wheels, neat car. Take a peek inside, and it's definitely showing its age. Steering wheel is missing, but otherwise pretty much intact. Car had factory power windows, factory power locks. So, of course, it was an Oldsmobile, so not uncommon to see that type of stuff on an Oldsmobile. We can look, it's got factory AM/FM stereo with an 8-track. And factory cruise control, factory tilt, rear window defogger. So, fairly well loaded up car for its time. But just a neat car that we just don't see. So, I was excited about it. We come around to the front of the car. The whole nose is here. The header panel's not smashed in. The grills are still here. The front bumper's here. Even got the super cool rocket hood ornament that Oldsmobiles have been known for a long time. So anyway, something a little different. Something that a lot of people don't consider an old car, but it is. And that's what we need to be cognizant of. As this market shifts, as the term old car changes, as the definition of the term old car changes, as this younger generation gets into the hobby and sees something like this and thinks it's an old car, we need to be cognizant of that, we need to be aware of that, and we need to welcome that into our hobby to ensure it goes for a really long time into the future. So anyway, that's what we've got for tonight. If you're on Facebook, please share the video with your friends. Invite them to come over, give the page a like, to hang out with us. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Be sure to check out all my other videos. Cars, trucks, memorabilia, You like that stuff? That's what we do on here. So I know you'll dig a lot of the other videos. We got a lot of cool stuff on there. Stuff from here in the yard, other cool memorabilia, and other old car stuff that we do that we like to check out. So anyway, thanks for watching tonight. Appreciate you swinging by, hanging out, checking out what we've got going on. I hope you dig the Oldsmobile as much as I do, because I think it's super cool. These cars are so hard to find. None of them got saved. So I'm always excited to add 70s and 80s cars into the collection, because it's kind of crazy to think about, but they are old now. So something different. Hope you liked it. We'll see you soon on the next video.